Hello and welcome back to my modded Minecraft world. My name is Rabenschild and today we will continue the work we kind of started last week. I have set up this ender storage system with ender chests that I can use to put in ores and all the stuff that I don't need in my pockets when I go mining. And it is automatically put into my AE system, so we can take a look at that. This import bus is importing it, sticking it into the AE system. You all know that. What we are missing now is the ability to process the stuff automatically, and that we should start. I talked about that last time, that I want to set up a room with all the AE stuff in it or auto processing. And I started that by removing the AE controller. That sounds funny. You can see I have a lot of cables now running all over the place, and it seems that they all come from down there. And that's where we want to go now, or I want to go now. It's funny, as a YouTube content producer, you always go into the we, or some of us do, and I don't know why. Has something to do with including all of you viewers. Maybe that's the case. Good. Okay, we have some machines up here, but these are at the moment very manually, and that has to change. So I have dug out a room, this room, and I have worked on the controller a bit more, so made it a lot bigger. This is the central shaft that leads down in our tower, and I have set it up around this central shaft and made a podest, something like that. And I already started to bring machines down here too. we will have to connect that in a second. That is no big problem. Just let me talk about something else for a second. I've tested out the FPS stuff around my base, and I'm not sure anymore where that comes from, because removing all these conduits seem to not help. I don't know if it is more of a problem on servers or so, but here in my world I didn't have real problems, or I couldn't prove that the conduits are a problem for my FPS. I think it's more the amplified world and the way I'm recording, because Minecraft is a CPU, is a game that uses a lot more CPU than GPU, so the graphics card doesn't have a lot to do with it, and I am, kind of by recording and not really setting up. I don't know if I've wrong settings here, but the problem seems to be that my recording also uses a lot of CPU, and that conflicts with each other. So I've started to put back the conduits, and I think I will just go with it and see what happens if it gets a lot worse, because it didn't change a lot to take them all out. We should maybe think about using them not sparingly, but we should be careful with them, not to use too much and all that stuff. I think that's a way we should go with. Okay, I've set up a pulverizer down here and a furnace. That will be the machines that I want to use to just auto-process my ores for now. I might see into setting alloy smelters at one point, because you can, I think it's easier to make them very, very fast than these. So we will see, but it doesn't change a lot. So just let us set up this thing here. I brought some cables with me, and this is by the way, a dense cable. Dense cable always shows me, making this dense cable showed me again that I definitely need to up my wool game. Wool is a big problem for me. I only have 3 sheep and it takes ages to get wool. So we have to do something about that. This will be the input and output line for the furnace and the pulverizer. I have 3 sides that I can still use. For the pulverizer, I only need 1 import side from the furnace. Let us set this up. We want to have an input on the back, on the top, on the back, and on this side. We can see that here, the thermal expansion machines, you can configure them so that they have their inputs and outputs set up in a very specific way. This will be an automatic thing, so we will just export all the ores to them that come into the AE system. So nothing special that I have to do here. You can also go with interfaces and set up recipes for the AE system to maybe able to grind down or smelt special stuff, but these 2 machines here are just for the ores. I will set up later in the line. I will set up a pulverizer to pulverize ingots into dusts, because for some recipes you need the dust, and it's easier to. In my earlier plays, I always made the, or not always, but I made the error to say I want to pulverize the stuff and then pulverize then re-import the pulverized ores into the AE system, and then have a furnace that takes the pulverized material and smelts it into ingots. This way, to set it up this way, so the ores get put into the pulverizer and then the pulverized stuff gets automatically put into the furnace. It is a bit more intelligent because, yeah, if you ever need dusts for any recipe and you have it set up so that it re-imports the dusts and then puts them into a furnace, you're running into problems. So that's why I set it up this way. Okay, let's go. So you can see that the different colors for the thermal expansion machines, yeah, represent the different inputs and outputs. Blue normally is the input, so here will the ores will go here, and this is the output. The pulverizer has this second output. Sometimes when you pulverize, I think copper is a good example. When you pulverize copper, you sometimes get gold as a side effect, kind of. So that lands down here. And if you set it to orange, it just takes, yeah, all stuff that's in here and puts it. I have set it. You can see that the downside, the bottom side of the machine now connects to these outputs. If I set up, and it is already set up that way, set the top side of the redstone furnace to blue, I connect it with this input, yeah, and I want to have the output on the back side, so we can just turn off all these. This always represents the back side. Okay, that's, you can see that, by the way, on the sides, how it is set up. This means that ores get input here, it gets processed, it lands here, and then the connection here just brings it into the redstone furnace, and then I can use an import bus from AE to just import it into the system. I don't need to upgrade this. You could use, for example, speed upgrades to speed it up, but that is not necessary. We could also use an interface and set it up here, because as far as I know, the thermal expansion machines spit the stuff out automatically. So we could go with an interface, but the import bus, I would have to take a look. Let's see how much more the interface is. The interface is not too cheap. It just works out. We will just go with the import bus. I think the import bus is a piston, a bit of iron, and one of these processors here. I don't know which one. I think the annihilation core. I don't know. That is okay. Good. And we need to set up export buses to these sides. I want one more for this side. I don't know if I really need that right now, but I want to have the possibility to set that up. So what we need now is, we need, how are they called? Cards. And we need capacity cards. These capacity cards, you can, if you enter this, you can see that there is at the moment only one slot for for an output, or for a thing to output. Let me show that to you. Let me see if I have ores in my system we could test right now. Oh, we have. So we can take the ores we have here and test it. Let's take the iron, and now we should see, yeah, this machine is working. It is taking the iron out of the AE system and processes it automatically. That's a nice. I'm always, sometimes I'm forgetting to not say TH. Okay, you can see that this is problem is now that this is filled up. We can't stick any more things to export in here. That should change, because we could set it up here anyways, but then we would only have 2 ores that we can process. So we need capacity cards. Let me see what we need for capacity cards. We need these basic cards. And we need, I think, 2 per export bus. That should give us the maximum number of slots. And oh, okay, that's cheap. That is cheap, no problem. Let's go down again. And now we have these slots on this side here. And we are able to just stick in the cards there. And now you see that I have the maximum amount of slots you can have here. So I can now export 9 items into the pulverizer. So we will just stick the copper in here too. And we can do that up here too. That gives us 18 items these 2 machines can process. And that should be enough for now. We will have to see. I definitely need to go and mine a bit more so I get all the ores. Let me see, what ores do I also have? We have uranium. I think we should set that up too. On the other hand, uranium is a bit difficult. If we process uranium in the pulverizer, we will get yellorium. So this stuff. But at one point it could come that we, don't know, we want to process the uranium but not into yellorium. And then we would need Industrial Craft 2 machines for it. Okay. What I will do now is I will empty out my inventory. Go mining a bit so that I can stick a lot more ores in here, and so that we can set up all the ores. Let me get rid of some stuff. I think that's all stuff I don't need for now. The controller just goes in here, and the dense cable too. We don't need the stairs and the bricks. We'll take this without us, this, and let's get rid of the glass cables. I don't need. I need this right now, so we will get rid of this and this. Do we still have stuff in the adjustable bag? We have. We have to empty that out too. I think. Let's get rid of this. I can do that off camera, so you don't have to watch me do that all. Good, let me get some ores and I will be back when I have stuff, and then we will finish up to set up the export buses. If you have enough cobalt means a lot. I think you need, don't know, 24 cobalt or something like that to make a hammer. Do it. It's the best thing you can do to go mining. It's the best thing if you don't run into lava lakes. Let me fly over this and mine on. This thing is amazing. Upgrade it with lapis lazuli. That's the best, because then you don't have to worry about all the don't know, coal or redstone you might miss, just smash right through it. It works nicely. I have upgraded mine with auto repair. That's not for everyone. Some prefer the version with flux, but they changed a lot when it comes to the upgrading your stuff with flux. Now the tools have to have. Ooh, that was lucky. Now the tools have to have at least a certain amount of durability to be able to, yeah, be upgraded with certain flux upgrades. So that's why I went with the auto repair. This is not a good mining. Not a good corner for mining. Let's fly back and grab this stuff. Ooh, that's also something I need. Come on. You can see that here. I have upgraded my shovel with the flux, but it is only the smallest energy cell you can have, because let me see if we can take a look at that. We can't. The durability is not so high that I could, don't know, put a resonant energy cell on there. Just not possible. This is also, I think, upgraded with flux, but also just with the smallest one. And so with the hammer, I went before it with the auto repair. Works out fine for me. I normally go mining and then I don't use it for a long time. That, yeah, brings it up to full durability again. Good, let me mine a bit more. I just wanted to to tell you that. What you always have to remember is where to mine what, because in the default setup, copper and tin, for example, are higher up in the world, so you can't mine around level 12 and then get everything there. That's not possible. And copper and tin are so much needed that, yeah, really think about that. Make a mine on, don't know, level 40, 50, don't know. I think 40 is a good way. It could be 2 mines, because tin and copper are, don't know if they are all on the same level. I can't really tell you. So I don't have the numbers in my head, but think about that. And another thing is, if you have a mob farm that relies on a machine to kill the mobs, you can always see when the mob farm is full and all the mobs are just standing around. How can you see that? No enemies. I didn't meet anything around me, so I know that my mob farm is filled up and the mobs are not getting killed anymore. But I will take it for now and go with it, so that I'm not getting disturbed by any unwanted enemies here. I had to clear out the mob farm a bit, but now it seems to be back on track, I hope at least. Let us take a look. I found some ores and I'm looking at the wrong bus. We need this one. I found some ores and we should be able to have at least the most important ores automatically processed. Ferrous ore, aluminium, and the aluminium ore from Galacticraft, silver, tin. We also, so we have iron, gold, copper, tin, silver, aluminium, yellowite. We need to get lead in there. I saw that there is also some copper from Galacticraft left. I might get that later and also add that. And aluminium tinkers, aluminium Galacticraft. I think we have all the ores now. Or at least the, yeah, again, the most important ores. I have to step up my interior game and get these ores too. I wouldn't have to go too far for this. Will happen over time. Will happen over time. Good. Now we can just put the ores into the system, and they should get processed. That's a good thing. Let's see if it does something. If something happens here. I can't see it. You have to tell me if something is happening. It has to be, yeah, iron is getting processed. Good. One other thing I should do is I should pick all these dusts, put them in here. We will keep the machines for now because we will need them to manually process some stuff for now. Wrong chest, wrong chest, wrong chest. Give me all the dusts. See, dusts. Sulfur, I don't need. Pulverized ferrous. This chest is the right one. Nice. I also got some Certus quartz. Good. And then we can clear up this thing. Good thing is now that we will not have this chest cluttered anymore, because now the ingots just go into the AE system directly. Good people, I think we did a lot today, and yeah, I hope that we can keep on doing some more of the AE stuff. I think set up some of the automatic crafting that we can do by, don't know, setting up specific machines. I'm not sure if we will start with the how are they called, the chambers, the matter conversion something. I don't know, the mechs, the former mechs. We will not get into that too soon, but we will move the, for example, this processing unit and clear up the room a bit here. Good people. Okay, I hope you liked the episode. If you liked it, then please leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff, and I hope to see you in the next episode. See ya, guys.